Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and I'm reading Civil War II, The Oath, issue number 1. Now guys, I'm going to sum this up as briefly as I possibly can. This is an amazing issue. Yeah, a little prejudice there, whatever. Listen guys, you have to read Steve Rogers, Captain America Steve Rogers, issue number 10. The review is already up this week. It's kind of a prerequisite because here, okay, spoilers over, Steve Rogers is the new acting director of S.h.i.e.L.D., but with more power than ever. Again, this is his second run, and he's sworn into office, basically, sworn into the position. It's a huge deal. It's funny that it's almost perfectly aligned with the presidency of the United States. And we get a lot of really good scenes in here. We get the scenes where he's looking over the unconscious, the coma-induced body of his old friend Tony Stark. Now, this is reminiscent, of course, of the end of the original Civil War, Superhuman Civil War, where the exact opposite happened. But here, Steve Rogers starts talking a lot, and he starts revealing a lot of things. One of the things that he points out is his conversations that he's had with Carol, how she allowed this to happen, but he allowed it to happen also, that the people don't want this. The people don't, they aren't interested, and if either of them ever bothered to stop for a second and ask them, then they would know better. That Carol has always had the problem with trying to be liked by her peers. It sounds like a certain POTUS that I'm familiar with, but either way, I'm certain that that's exactly what they're trying to go with. Captain Marvel is more interested in the idea that the people like her. He pointed out, Captain America pointed out at one point, do you remember back when this was during the M-Day event, he said it a little bit differently, when Scarlet Witch made us all, see what we wanted to see in ourselves. Her dream was that she was the most beloved of all the superheroes. Wow, talk about going back and really looking at the history of Marvel. That's really good. And that it was this desire that drives her, her desire to have the most love, and everybody loves her and she's the best, and that's what drives her to do what she does, but she misses every single little detail out there, and she can't understand, she can't see past the nose on her own face that she's wrong and that she's skipping on morals. And he points out that, when whether you take this road or that road, or the ends or the means, the fact is that there is never any time when you win when you skip over on morality. And she actually, she feels it, but he walks away from her anyway. And she's like, wait, Steve, wait. And because she realizes, hopefully she learns something from this, because what's she trying to do? She's trying to build a wall around the entire planet. And he points out, if we do this, yes, in some ways we'll be more secure, but we're literally sending a message across the universe that we're cutting ourselves off from everybody else. And what do you think that's going to do? He says, you will do this, and you will look back and you will regret this as the single greatest mistake you've ever made. And it's such an amazing speech. And what he's explained to Tony, how Tony was the futurist who couldn't see anything but his own future, his own vision of the future. How every single time Captain America could have stopped him, but he never wanted to. And he says, I remember that Captain America, and I remember the man that I am now. Because remember, he's Hydra-induced. He's got this new background. And it really comes out. Guys, I held out hope that he really wasn't a bad guy, but yeah, Captain America really is messed up. He points out that he really wishes that Stark were awake so that he could explain to him and show him how he's going to destroy everything that Stark tried to build. And he's going to do a better future for mankind, where there's a lot of subjugation, where there's a lot of media control, where literally the media is either on board or they get shot point blank range, where the people are going to fall in line or they will be killed, they will be destroyed, and everything, their future, their everything will just be wiped out. It's a very scary vision of the future. Guys, this is actually all about the secret society. Now, in 3 months' time, this story is going to come to the forefront. We're going to get the secret society. It's going to be a huge crossover event. I actually wasn't looking forward to this because I thought that it was going to come way too soon, but it turns out that we're going to see issue number 0 of Secret Empire around April 19th. And then we're going to get a free comic book day, Secret Empire number 1. And that's going to be on May 6th. You guys don't forget, in a couple months, free comic book day. Anyway, this is looking like it's going to be a pretty big event. He says that he's seen the future and he embraced it, and it's a scary kind of thing. Guys, all I can say is that this comic book gets an A. I want to give it an A+, but I really try to be stingy with those, and I feel like I shouldn't, but I'm just going to give this a standard A because such a good setup comic. It's an issue 10. It's like a semi-annual, kind of award ceremony thing for these comics. But oh man, so much in here about the future with doing the typical thing that Marvel and DC's been doing where they show tidbits of the future. But this one really does it right. Guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.